Today I'm reviewing a 2011 Chevy Equinox, which is a compact crossover SUV that's been produced by Chevy since the 2005 model year and is now in its third generation with a new model for 2018. This vehicle is part of the second generation that ran from the 2010 to 2017 model year. Now, the Equinox is a really high volume seller for the Chevy brand. When they came out with the second generation model, it became the third best seller in their lineup, sitting behind the Silverado and the Cruze, and since then it's surpassed the Cruze to become their second best seller. It's also a sibling to the GMC Terrain, which is essentially the same vehicle with modified styling. Now, this second generation model is a huge improvement over what we saw in the first generation. I actually kind of like the first generation model, but it was very boxy and a little bit awkward. And the build quality wasn't all that good either. But with this new generation, they have really raised the ante. This vehicle's got a much higher quality build, a lot more luxury and tech features, and it looks a whole lot better than what we saw in that first generation model. It's very sporty looking, and it's also got a really nice premium edge to it. Now, they have it available in 4 different trim packages when it first came out: the LS, the LT1, the LT2, and the LTZ package, which is the top of the line model. That's what we've got right here. And then they did a minor refresh to the Equinox in 2016, and with that they reconfigured some of the naming conventions for those trim packages at that point. Along with that 2016 refresh, you're going to see a revised front end, new headlight design, grille, the whole fascia's kind of changed. On the rear end of the vehicle we get new tail lights, and then inside of the vehicle it also sees a few minor changes. But even so, these early models of the second generation still have a really sleek look to them. Starting up here on the front end, you'll see it's got a really nice looking headlight design, some really nice finish to it, and very sleek and sporty. Likewise, we've got the lower fog lights on this bumper, some nice chrome accents, little trim piece along the bottom, more chrome in the grille. And it's worth noting, because this is the LTZ package, you're going to see more chrome on this vehicle than what you'll see on some of those other more basic models. Likewise, we get the chrome caps on the mirrors, the chrome wraparound of the windows, chrome door handles, chrome along the side rails here, and then we also get a nicer wheel package with the LTZ model. So this is really the way to go. You'll see once we get inside, very impressive level of refinement and luxury for a compact SUV. But overall, you can see, looking at the side profile, the vehicle's got a really good look to it, really nice sleek lines. My favorite design cue about this generation of the Equinox is this pillar and the design of the window here. It kind of looks like the original M-Class a little bit, or even the newer M-Classes. Really like that sleek look that you get there. Also like this trim piece that we've got along the bottom of the doors, how it wraps with the doors and then all of a sudden it kind of juts out there. Again, just kind of gives it a sporty look, adds a little character. And then I also like the design of these side rails and crossbars. You can see, looking at it from the side here, that they're really like flush, and so you can't even see the crossbars unless you come to the front or the back. So it's nice to have that functionality, but then not have those sticking up really high. And then I imagine it also helps a little bit with wind noise and aerodynamics. Coming around to the back, again, we'll see a few touches of chrome. Got this little strip here, and then the lower spoiler. You also see that this model's got dual exhaust. That comes with the V6 models. And then we've got parking sensors integrated into the bumper. Those basically just beep to notify you if you're getting close to an object. But overall, really great looking vehicle. I think that within the compact crossover SUV segment, the Equinox is one of the best looking options out there. Looking inside the Equinox, you'll see that it's got a very premium interior that's a huge improvement over that first generation model. It's also very competitive within this compact SUV segment, specifically with this LTZ package, where we get this 2-tone color configuration with the red leather stitching. It also comes very heavily loaded with luxury and tech features. This vehicle's got power windows, power door locks, power heated mirrors. We've got a Pioneer premium audio system. See some storage space integrated in the door here. Driver's seat is full power with memory settings for up to 2 drivers. Steering wheel is leather wrapped with controls on the left hand side for cruise control and controls on the right hand side for Bluetooth and audio. Instrument cluster's got a nice look to it. It's a little bit reminiscent of the Camaro. Likewise, very sleek look in the center console. We've got an audio system with AM/FM radio, satellite radio, CD player, and then you can also connect a phone or other MP3 device using a hardwired connection or Bluetooth. Single zone climate control, heated seats for driver and front passenger. Below that we've got a CD player, some storage space. Got an automatic transmission with an available manual shifting option. 2 cup holders, ability to turn off traction control. And if we open up the center console, removable tray. It's very deep. Got that hardwired connection, USB and auxiliary input, as well as a 12-volt outlet. Up above, we've got a self-dimming rear view mirror with an integrated backup camera. It's also got OnStar functionality. And then up above, we've got controls for lights, and then for electronic rear hatch as well. Looking into the back of the Equinox, you'll see that it's extremely spacious. We've got a ton of legroom and plenty of shoulder and headroom as well. Again, because this vehicle is the LTZ, it comes pretty heavily loaded. We've got the optional DVD system. See, we've got screens on both the driver and front passenger seat back. Center console, we've got some inputs and a 12-volt outlet to interface with that system. And then they do fold out of the way as well. See, we've got wireless headphones to interface with that system. The middle seat folds down into an armrest with 2 cup holders. And then we've got a lever down below here that can be pulled to slide the whole seat forward to further increase rear cargo space. The seats also recline, and if we pull this lever, we can drop that seat down in a 60-40 split to further increase rear cargo space. You also see in the door we've got some integrated storage space with a cup holder. You'll see at the rear of the Equinox we've got the electronic rear hatch that can also be controlled from the front seats of the vehicle. And you'll see inside cargo space is pretty good. We've got a 12-volt outlet and some little storage cubbies. We've also got this privacy cover built in to conceal contents at the rear of the vehicle. And then to close that rear hatch, you can do that with the push of this button. The Equinox comes standard with front-wheel drive, but also has available all-wheel drive. And when it was first introduced, they offered 2 different engine options. The base engine was a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder with 182 horsepower. That vehicle will do 0 to 60 in 8.7 seconds and sees an EPA rating of 20 to 22 miles per gallon in the city and 29 to 32 miles per gallon on the highway. This vehicle has got the upgraded 3-liter 6-cylinder with 264 horsepower. It will do 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds and sees an EPA rating of 17 in the city and 24 to 25 on the highway. Both of those engines are paired to a 6-speed automatic. And then in 2013, they upgraded this 3-liter to a 3.6-liter 6-cylinder, which has 301 horsepower, will do 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds and sees an EPA rating of 16 to 17 in the city and 23 to 24 miles per gallon on the highway. Growing up as a kid, I was a huge fan of Chevy products. That was my favorite brand on the market, and I loved what they were doing as an automaker. I feel like they were really setting the bar, they were being very innovative, and in recent years they've kind of fallen behind. And they've got certain models that are still doing that are top of the class, and then they've got other models where you're just like, what are you doing, Chevy? And with the Equinox, it is definitely one of those premier models within their lineup where they are doing things right. It is a solid vehicle all around. Very impressed with the Equinox. Likewise, I've driven the GMC Terrain and was very impressed with that vehicle too. And I'd say that the best characteristic about the Equinox and the Terrain is that they just have this really substantial feel that you don't get from many other compact SUVs within this segment. Generally, automakers building within this classification are trying to cut weight, they're trying to cut costs, they're cutting in terms of finish quality. And with the Equinox, I don't really feel like they're doing that. It feels like they're trying to really be at the top of the class. They're building a substantial vehicle that just has a really solid feel to it. And overall, ride quality is excellent. It's very quiet, smooth, very composed. The handling is excellent. Steering feels really good. It's got a quiet powertrain that's also fairly powerful and fairly fuel efficient. And just overall, very impressed with the driving characteristics of the Equinox. Pulling out of the highway, we'll do a little acceleration test. Pretty good sound to it. Transmission's fairly smooth as well. Again, within this compact SUV segment, generally they're not trying to be super competitive in terms of acceleration, performance, because that's not what buyers are looking for. They're looking for good fuel economy and they're looking for adequate power, and you definitely get that within the Equinox. I'd say that within this classification, again, the Equinox is at the top of the class in that area, specifically with this 3-liter 6-cylinder. I feel like a lot of other compact SUVs that it competes with feel a little bit lacking in terms of that overall power. So that's a review of the 2nd generation model of the Chevy Equinox. All around, I think this is a really solid vehicle. It's great looking on the exterior, a very nice interior that's quiet, smooth, comfortable, a lot of great luxury and tech features. Ride quality in this vehicle is excellent, very luxurious. Powertrain's pretty good, fairly powerful with pretty decent fuel economy, and just altogether a really solid package. If you're looking to get into a compact SUV, I definitely recommend considering the Equinox. It's not as popular as the likes of the Honda CR-V or the Toyota RAV4, but it's got a lot of really strong characteristics about it. Again, that ride quality is really good, great powertrain. And the other great thing about these is that because they aren't as popular, the resale value isn't as strong, and you can get a really good deal on a used Equinox. If you have any comments or questions on the Equinox, leave them in the comments below. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.